Since you're sitting so quiet there today, can you give me the first step here, please, completing the square? Go ahead. All right, Luke, next step here, please, is what? Great. That should be 9/4, is that right? It's a square bracket, and there's that there. All right, Marissa, what do you do now, please? Great. Owen, what do you do next, please?
So then you have to get rid of the negative number 4, so it will be 2 bracket x squared plus number 4. What a bracket, and I got negative 9/8.
Careful.
Number 2.
Oh, yeah, because you're multiplying the numerator, right? Yeah. So it's like dividing the denominator. Okay. And then plus 2/2. All right, Austin, show off your factoring skills. What does the brackets turn into, please?
Negative 3/2.
Good.
Squared.
Yeah.
Minus 7.
Okay. Remember, it's always what the underlying term is. Okay, what's the vertex going to be for f of x, and which way is it going to open? Grace, go ahead.
Vertex is going to be 3/2 and negative 7/2, and it's going to
Okay, now this is the amazing part that we have to make sure we get down. And hopefully with all our hard work, we got this down now. F inverse. What's the vertex of F inverse going to be, please?
7/2, negative 7/2, and then 3/2.
Great. We'll worry about which way it opens in a sec. And leave a blank there. We'll show you how we find that in a minute, okay? All right, okay, the logic of what's happening so far, though. Completing the square and do. Get the vertex of them. I'm going to do a graph right now to make sure all is well. How are we doing? Riley, life's good? Okay, so let's graph this. Now, here's the deal. I should make a mention of this. For this graph, we're only going to need like domain and range and stuff. So we're not going to worry about the roots here. All we're going to use is our vertex for this. Okay, I'm also going to go a little crazy here for this. Since everything's in terms of halves, how do you think I'm going to make my 3/2 and negative 7/2? How do you think I'm going to make the scale of my graph?
Every 2 blocks is 1 half.
Right on. Every 2 blocks would be 1, so every block would be half. Every 2 blocks would be 1. Good. So I'm going to call this. Hope we have enough room. I'll call that -1, -2, -3. Uh-oh.
So you go
Line is right there. Yeah. Should I move that over a little bit? That's okay. Okay, if you've been fading out today's class, I'm looking at you when I say this. This is the time to focus in and zone in. This is the key to this whole course. It's the key to the first unit, though. This is the big part of the first unit. If I have 3/2 and negative 7/2, it's going to look somewhere like this. Negative 7/2 goes something like this. And we say it's going to open upwards. Do I know those exact roots? No, I don't. I don't know those exact points. All right, but I know that it's going to open, there are going to be 2 x-intercepts there. All right. For the inverse, it's going to be negative 7/2 and 3/2. So negative 7/2 is over here and 3/2 is up this way. Which way is it going to open? You probably guessed from the way that it's going here.
Sideways to the right.
To the right. How do I know it's going to the right and not to the left? This is what gets people here. Yeah, Luke, want to try?
Because like it has to go through the same points on the inverse.
Good. if you think of it this way, right, this is like maybe 3.1 comma 0 about, approximately, okay? So this would have to be, go through the same thing, right, 0 and 3.1. Okay, you see the thing? So this point here is going to match with this point here. All right? In the same way, this is like negative 0.5-ish almost, and 0, so this will have to go through negative 0.5-ish, and 0, something like that. Okay, there's that inverse. Okay, we get the logic there? Right, so if you take a look, there's 2 x-intercepts for the red graph. There's going to be 2 y-intercepts for the blue graph. Yeah, question? Yeah, exactly. And there's all sorts of ways people remember, okay? Like it goes in like a clockwise, if you want to think of it this way, so here, do, and then down, left, I can think anyway. I try and use the math, okay, but there's so many shortcuts for that. It also always makes it hard. And if you're, for the romantic types, yes, it does. That's going to open to the right.
It always makes it hard.
Yes, it does. Well, because it goes to y equals x, right? So it doesn't have to.
Excuse this interruption. Would all Nordic ski team members
Seriously?
please meet Mrs. Solinger in the gymnasium right at the beginning of lesson?
Oh, where?
Oh,
So if it was like, say, negative vertex, but also if it was a negative, it just looked like 2 half circles.
very good. So the question was, yeah, it isn't, okay, so the question was, is it always a heart? And no, it's not. If this would have been opening downwards, right, it wouldn't look like a heart, because this one, that wouldn't go into the left. Okay?
So the red one is the normal,
Yes.
but then wouldn't the,
Last one?
never mind.
Sure?
Yep.
All right, next is domain and range. Who's my victim? Jessica. For the red graph, I'll start you off easy here. What's the,
Here we do domain range.
okay, well, you're here tonight. You can do this.
Is X anything?
X is anything, good.
Yes. Is it always anything?
Yes. Now, for a parabola, if you think right, it's like 2 arms getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So x always go left and right. So they're all, you can always plug in whatever you want
Oh, okay.
for that. All right, Julia, what's the range going to be, please, for this?
Wait, no, can you ask me because I need help?
Okay, go ahead. What's the range going to be?
And I don't know how to write it either. So
Okay.
Y,
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
Wait, squiggle bracket first.
Yeah.
Y.
Yeah.
Then line. Another Y?
Yeah.
And then, wait, is this the red one?
Yeah.
Less, greater than,
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be the vertex, right? The y corner of the vertex. Now, the reason for that is, right, let's say you said like -4. There's no -4. If you say when's y -4, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it has to be -3/2 or bigger, right? So -3 works. Well, because I like fractions, because that's, what I did was, like I just used these points here, right? So -7/2 was the y coordinate of the vertex. Okay,
so it has to be bigger than that.
yes.
That's it.
Can I go to,
It doesn't have to be smaller than anything?
no, because if it was smaller than
It'd be
this,
down there.
right, plus this goes on forever, right? Like 0, so it doesn't, well, can I move to someone else, or do I ask you the next question?
What's the next question?
Next. Okay. Julia, for the inverse here, what's the domain going to be and what's the range going to be? Okay, guys, the back. Sorry? No, careful. So I'm going to say, yeah, right. Now, the thing is, if you're getting stuck on this where you don't know how to write these, okay, as long as you're confident in your first answer, remember we said the domain and the range are just switched, right? So this said y is bigger than or equal to -5/4. So for this one, for the blue, x is going to be bigger than or equal to. It's the same thing, which is flipped, right? For my range, y is anything. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I don't want to confuse you guys too much more. We'll talk about making things functions tomorrow and equations and all that stuff. In a little bit. Ray, I'm with you. Okay.